Testing, 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 because we will not be redoing this again. I flow and I'm into the flow. Okay, darlings? Okay. So I'm looking at my amplifier to see if it is going. Yes, darling. Testing. Hello. I am Lady Renee Thomas James, and welcome back to the Vineyard of Wellness, the journey of being mentally, spiritually, emotionally healthy and well. Welcome back, darlings. Welcome back. How are you doing? How is your heart? How is your spirit? How is your mind? How are you, the individual, doing? I must say, let me give you a little bit of update with me. I must say, for the most part, I'm doing well. I am doing well. Of late, I have recently started getting anxious again. I'm not sure why. Anxious and nervous and having panic attacks before bed. And normally I would know why. Genuinely, the last we spoke, I told you it was, taxes, tax season, but tax season has passed, darling. A girl filed her taxes and that is now passed. Now, I will say that I have a huge decision that I had to make the other day. And after making that decision, your girl did a little trim of her hair, and I'll show you guys in the future, but I'm loving it. Like, it's giving freedom, freedom, freedom. Okay. So I'm loving the trim, or the cut rather, and I'm just loving the freedom that came with just that decision that I made. I'll tell you the decision. So my business is on a hiatus, and I think I'm going to go on a longer hiatus. Now, coming to that decision wasn't easy. And I think, I'm still not yet settled with it. I want to do it, but I think, my mind or my brain or, my being has not yet settled with that decision, because I think that's where, the panic attacks are coming from, the not knowing what the future holds for that business, right? But I'm wanting to do some revamp where that is concerned, self-development, business development on my end, and then to go back in. So I'm a little bit nervous, darlings. I'm a little bit nervous, okay? And that is all normal. That is, I'm embracing it, because it means that, number one, I want it badly. I want, whatever it is that I'm doing to work, so badly. And it also means that I'm taking the time needed to ensure that I am mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially healthy and well. And, that is the core of me. And I don't want to ever lose sight of that. So that's an update right there. And then I'm going on a little bit of a longer hiatus with my business. Okay, let's get into it for today. By the way, leave me a message. Tell me how you're doing in the comments below. How is your heart? How are you doing? Also, if you are listening on podcast, please feel free to leave me a 5-star rating. If you think I'm worth 5 stars, that's nice. But leave me a 5-star rating to see how you're enjoying the podcast, what you'd like to see from me on the podcast, what are the improvements I could make in your eyes about the podcast. But don't be afraid to leave me a rating. That tells the algorithms that, okay, people are liking, people are listening, and to let someone else who is of a similar mindset, or is into health and wellness podcasting, listening to podcasts, to send this podcast their way. So don't be afraid to leave me a review wherever you listen to the podcast, Apple Podcast or Spotify. Also follow me on Lady Renee Thomas James over at Instagram. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, that is Lady Renee Thomas James. And then on TikTok, Lady Renee Thomas James. Let me re-say the IG. The Instagram is lady.renee Thomas James. Thank you. Let's get into it. Question for today. What brings you joy? Not happiness. What brings you joy? And I find that a lot of people, they can tell you what they think they want to be happy, but they can't tell you what brings them joy. And let me tell you where this question is coming from. I was having a conversation about a week and a half ago with someone, I won't call any names, right? With someone, and I asked them, we were talking about happiness, joy, fulfillment, alignment, all of that good stuff. And I said to them, because they said that, I just want to be happy. I want to do the things that will make me happy. I want to be happy when I'm happy. Or if I get this, I will be happy. And I listened and I listened and I listened. And I said, okay, tell me the list of things that will make you happy. That person thought long and hard, maybe I would say a good 3 minutes, and 3 minutes to pause is a long time. So after pausing for a good 3 minutes, the person said to me, honestly, in the moment, I don't know, but if I think about it, I will be able to tell you if I think about it, and I can make a list. And I said, this is where you and I differ. I said, you're not sure of what will bring you happiness, but at the same time, you want to be happy and not sure of what brings you happiness. You have to create that space to know what will put that smile on your face, what will release those hormones to then releasing your happiness. I said to them that I can tell you right off the bat, the things that will make me happy and the things that bring me joy. Now, I strive to maintain joy. I strive to maintain a grateful attitude, an attitude of gratitude. I strive to maintain my smiles. And let me tell you why. The things that make me smile are not necessarily the things that, that make me happy. It could be a sad memory that I learned something from. It could be something that I went through, something horrible that I went through, and God just proved himself to me. I'm not going to cry today. God just proved himself to me. It could be, something that my family, went through and God showed up. Those are the things that make me smile. No, I can tell you what brings me happiness. A purchase brings me happiness, but guess what? That is not long lasting. I heard a podcast today that says a package will bring them happiness. A package for sure will do it. Happiness in a package, we know that life, of course. But then in order to sustain that, you're going to have to be giving yourself packages upon packages or purchases upon purchases. That's not sustainable. Neither is it healthy. I'm speaking to myself as well. So you find that it doesn't last, but your joy is forever. And sometimes we don't realize that we have to create that environment where we can find peace, joy, happiness, gratitude, fulfillment, and smiles, right? And I don't want you to feel as if I'm hating on happiness. I'm not. What I'm wanting you to do is look at your life or look at yourself as a whole human being and realize that, happiness will come and so is sadness. And it doesn't mean that, you are worse than anyone else if you experience sadness or if someone else is always seemingly happy. No, such is not the case. Someone said to me, but Renee, you always look good, or you always, you're always smiling, you're always, happy. I'm not always happy. I might be smiling a lot, but I'm not always happy. And I am not afraid to say that, you know what, I was feeling down, I was feeling crappy on this day or that day. And these are the things that I do to uplift myself. For me, a shower will do it. If I'm feeling down, a shower will most likely get it done. If I'm feeling down, I will turn off all devices in my house. That is the computer, the TV, the phone. If I'm feeling down, turn them off. Get a book. Or if you're going to leave something on, if you have an Alexa, turn on rain sounds. That's it. Rain sounds. Read. Get a coffee and look out and watch the birds chirp. And I'm not joking. So I'm wanting you to reposition your mind and ask yourself, am I seeking happiness, which is sporadic? And oftentimes, after a happy high, we have a low that just feels, awful. Are we seeking or wanting to chase happiness, or are we wanting to chase joy? Joy, knowing that, you know what, I am going to have happy moments. And when I, get to that low point where I'm not so happy, it's okay. I can find other things that bring me joy. I can find other things to do that make me smile. If you're a reader, I will forever say it, read. If you take walks, take walks. This week I spent about 5 hours with a new, friend, and it was just listening to her. It was just pouring into her. Those things bring me joy, right? So ask yourself, am I just wanting to always be on that high? Or if I get to that midpoint or low point, I will be okay. Here are 3 things. I want to leave you with 3 things that you can practice to bring your life more joy, peace, sustainability, where, calm is concerned, a smile is concerned. 1, an attitude of gratitude. Let me tell you something. When you have an attitude of gratitude, I found, for me and for persons who I've spoken to in this regard, you complain so much less about the negatives that are happening in life, because negatives will happen. We don't want to lie to ourselves. Negatives will happen. But because you have an attitude of gratitude, we pay less attention to, complaining about the negatives, and more attention to the things that we are grateful for. So don't be afraid. Wake up with 3 things that you can be grateful for, if it's even for life, your family. I always say, Lord, I'm a brilliant girl. Thank you. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the melanin. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my husband, and I say his name, and then my children, and I say their names. I'm grateful for my heart. I'm grateful for the ability to reach and impact women in a positive way. And I will not downplay that. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I will not downplay my ability to reach a sister and to pull a sister up and to put a smile on her face and to inspire her to do better with herself daily. I'm not going to downplay that. Cap, 100%. Positive thoughts. We're going to put positive thoughts and, an attitude of gratitude in 1. Positive thinking. Let me tell you something. Thinking positively impacts us in ways we can not imagine. I can't do negative thoughts. My kids will tell you, I can't do negative thoughts. That just brings me my spirit low. I can't do that. Have an attitude of gratitude and positive thoughts. 3rd, be careful of who is in your circle. Be careful of what you watch and what you listen to. I was watching this movie with Aseneth. It's called Pearl some months ago. And I got so low in spirit. So I was like, oh, I felt for Pearl because she was just simply a young lady who wanted so much better for herself. And I was just like, it affected me like, oh my God, right? Made me nervous. And Asif was like, Mommy, we can stop it. I'm like, no, I'm invested, right? And after that, I'm like, I can't do this again. I said, for days I was low. And I realized that for me, I'm impacted by movies, I'm impacted by songs, I'm impacted by, negative conversations, I'm impacted by negative podcasts, so I don't listen to them, I don't watch certain things. If a person has a certain conversation and I'm unable to bring light to that person in terms of making that person more aware and more positive, well, aware as it relates to my awareness, and more that their language can be more positive and uplifting and fulfilling. If I am unable to do that and that person is consistently around me, I'm going to have to remove myself from that person. I'm going to have to remove myself from that thing, that music, that movie, whatever it is that brings me to a low place and doesn't fuel me with positivity, with forward, thinking thoughts and movements. And always remember, yes, there's someone behind you that you can pull forward, someone in front of you that you want to, help you to reach, to move forward. And if that person behind you, you're trying to pull forward, is pulling you back, it's something that you're going to have to analyze and figure out, okay, what am I doing with this? Because forward movement is where we're going. I hope that this helped somebody to look at peace, joy, fulfillment, and smiles in a different way, and not just to aim for the happy high. And then when you get to a sad or depressive low, you don't know what to do. You're all, you're just not functional. Let me know if this helped. Give me a thumbs up or a like or comment, and thank you for watching. And until next time, have a beautiful day, night, evening. And don't forget, this is the Vineyard of Wellness, the journey of being mentally, spiritually, emotionally healthy and well. Thank you and have a good evening.